Yes, he has been admitted.
Okay, sir.
We were discussing powder metallurgy. I have also uploaded the notes. So I have shared these notes. Lecture number 15. I have also shared these notes. Powder metallurgy ka short and sweet. This is also somewhat similar. So whichever you find easy, you can learn it. The weightage for this powder metallurgy will be minimum 5 marks, maximum 10 marks. On an average, only one question is asked on powder metallurgy, 5 marks question. So you know the definition, how it is done. These are the secondary and finishing operations. I think this was not covered. You have see metal powders, how to manufacture metal powders. There are different methods: atomization, reduction. Then you add additives. This is important. This chart is important. It gives you complete picture of powder metallurgy. After blending, it can be done by cold compaction or can be done by hot compaction. This is followed by sintering where it is heated so that the voids दो एटम के बीच में का जो गैप है वो कम हो जाता है एंड इट बिकम्स rigid. Then powder metallurgy components, the components manufactured by powder metallurgy are also subjected to secondary and finishing operations. And what are those secondary and finishing operations? Those operations include coining, forging, machining, heat treatment, impregnation, infiltration, plating. These are the secondary and finishing operations. Sizing is not a finishing operation. It was asked recently as a MCQ. What are the characteristics of the metal powders, or what should be the characteristics of the metal powder? Purity, then particle size, how the particles are distributed. These are the important properties. What are the different particle shapes? Those who are interested in metallurgy, they can understand how the microstructure is. So different particle shapes are ax- acicular, irregular rod-like, flakes. These are flakes look like this. Dendritic. So every structure, it has properties associated with it. So this also we have seen how the metal powders are produced by atomization. So this is the best figure I liked to reproduce. This is gas atomization. Under the pressure of gas, liquid is cooled and you get that globules are converted into powder. Then you have water atomization.
Hello, sir.
Centrifuge. Yes.
One of my friend is waiting out in the lobby, please.
Yeah. has been admitted here. This is these are the different methods of atomization: gas atomization, water atomization. Kind of a revision. This is then centrifugal atomization. Then this is atomization with a rotating consumable electrode. How the powders are produced. This is the main task to produce the metal powder because it's not a easy task to crush. Imagine a MS plate. You have a MS plate, maybe say 10 mm thick or 25 mm thick, or imagine you have billets, or imagine you have round bars of 100, and you have to crush it into powder form. So it's not an easy task. So you need a, you know, big machines and jaw crushers. So you have machines like jaw crushers, roll crushers. So that is your crushing method. Then this is milling. Again, somebody has joined. So milling is done by abrasion, impact, and compaction. By means you are directing balls or rolls. See, these are the balls or rolls in order to get the metal powders. The crushing is the most common method. Another method is you have rollers having teeth. So with the help of these rotating rollers, the material is or the metal is crushed into powder. These are the additives which are added in order to enhance the property of metallic powder. Then this is your compacting, how the compacting can be done. So you are familiar with this now. Why I am again and again telling so that you understand the things properly. This is a press. See, use press. Remember, in powder metallurgy, the tonnage of the presses will be high because you are pressing metal powder. It's not your plastic or herbal powders which can be pressed easily just by 30 tons or 50-ton presses. So you need higher tonnage. This is what isostatic pressing is called isostatic pressing. So in static condition, it is pressed equally in all direction. You have hot isostatic processing. So now this is a sheet which you got after rolling. That is your powder rolling. Another method of compacting is powder extrusion. So this also you are familiar. Sintering we know easily that this void, this space is reduced in sintering. We are not talking about the energy calculation, how much is the energy required, what are the mathematical models. The limitations of powder metallurgy is you have high cost of metal powder, that is crushing or milling, then high cost of tooling, complex shape parts or critical shape parts are difficult to produce. High density products are again difficult to produce. These are some parts which are manufactured by powder metallurgy process. And as I have been telling again and again, the most important advantage of powder metallurgy is you can get porosity. So they are the components are self lubricating. So that's why wherever there are rotating parts like bearings bolo, gears bolo, shaft, axle shaft, so their powder metallurgy is suitable because they are self lubricating because of the porosity. So if the question is asked that discuss the application of powder metallurgy in context to bearing, then you have to describe its application on, you have to describe only one application, that is in bearing, and you are not supposed to discuss any other application, because I have seen the question asked was like this, that discuss the application of powder metallurgy in bearing industry. So you have to focus, you have to write only related to bearings only. You don't write any other applications, advantages, disadvantages or limitations, only related to bearing like this. So this is also a bearing which is manufactured by powder metallurgy process, in which this shaft is rotating. So you can see the porosity in this bearing. Another popular application of powder metallurgy is in manufacturing of cutting tools. All the inserts what you see which are used on CNC lathes and CNC millings, inserts, those carbide inserts you must have seen. So those inserts are manufactured only by compacting and sintering process, only by powder metallurgy process. There is no any other suitable process. And then later on, uh, after compacting, after sintering, they are grind. Those inserts are ground. So powder metallurgy has wide application and popular application in inserts manufacturing. Now these are the inserts which you might have seen on CNC machine. These are, you can see here screw. So these are called as the indexable inserts. Indexable insert means now this particular insert has three cutting edge, one, two, and three. So once this one cutting edge is blunt, then you have to unscrew it and use the second, then use the third. So like that. Most of the inserts they have four cutting edges on the top and four cutting edges on the down. That is, if it is a rectangular, that is a kind of a parallel pipe, cuboidal shape inserts, then it will have 8 cutting edges. That is, you can turn it upside down also after indexing. And if it is a round insert, round bowl, then it will have infinite cutting edges. So again, that's a MCQ. A round insert has one cutting edge, two cutting edge, four cutting edge, infinite cutting edge options. Once the inserts are made by powder metallurgy process, then they are brazed. They are brazed to MS or EN8 shank. MS or EN8 shank. This is just a summary. So this also I have uploaded. So I'm trying to give you maximum more and more number of notes because this is emerging, and if somebody is interested, then he can explore more and more. So this is a content. So we'll quickly go through this. Most of the things are covered. Here it is stated why powder metallurgy is important. So based on these all different notes which I have shared, you can prepare your own notes. Tungsten filaments. Again, there is no other process than your powder metallurgy nowadays. Cermet is again a kind of a carbide, and it is again a popular material in cutting tool industry. The biggest limitation of powder metallurgy is its high tooling cost and equipment cost. As I told that you need 1,000 ton, 2,000 ton presses, then your tool cost or the die cost is very high because the material which is required for the dies are quite expensive. So bearings, gears, shaft, inserts are manufactured by powder metallurgy process. Out of this, the inserts can only be manufactured by powder metallurgy process. How to measure the particle size? So for that you have different type of screens, or we call it a sieve, and it has holes. The sieve has holes. It is also called as the chalni. The sieve which we आटा पीसने के लिए लेते हैं या चाय का फिल्ट्रेशन के लिए लेते हैं. So you are familiar with this. So वो गैप में से जो पार्टिकल जाएगा, that is the size of the powder. And you have seen these particle shapes already. This question was asked in GATE, that is entrance examination for the MTech IITs. Interparticle friction is indicated by angle, and that angle is called as the angle of repose. So if the angle is more or large, then it indicates higher friction between the particles. What is observed is if the particle size is small, then the friction is more and angle of repose is also more. Spherical shapes, it has the lowest interparticle friction. These are the two parameters density, that is one is true density and another is bulk density. So bulk density is nothing but density of the powders in the loose state after pouring, and true density is nothing but density of the true volume of the material. Then there is another parameter which is called the packing factor. So packing factor is given by bulk density upon true density. So the true density is always bigger, so the ratio will be always less than 1, and generally the packing factor is in the range of 0.5 to 0.7. Porosity, how it is defined? It is the ratio of the volume of the pores, means the empty space between the two atoms or between the two grains, and generally the porosity plus packing factor is 1. Porosity plus packing factor is 1. So porosity is defined by volume of the pores divided by the bulk volume. Important for MCQ. Volume of the pores, that is empty space, divided by the total volume, bulk volume. Metallic powders can be classified as elemental or pre-alloyed. So elemental means it has pure metal, and pre-alloyed means each particle is an alloy. Material is flat bolo or sheet bolo. Sometimes they are supplied in protected condition. That is, their surfaces are, especially cold roll sheets, their surfaces are protected by oiling, greasing, or by applying some films. छोटा सा एकदम small film. So this has to be removed before you start crushing. This we already discussed. Some design guidelines. So some slides which I missed. You know the difference between blending and fixing now. This we are done, so that's why I skipped it. These are the methods. Compaction is followed by sintering. First is blending, mixing, then compaction, then sintering. Blending, compacting, sintering. This is what is your blending. This is your compacting. Blending is basically nothing but the mixing, and then followed by sintering, that is heating. See, the tonnage requirement is very high. This is another 50-ton hydraulic process which is used for very small particles, small round components. Sintering is also called as the heat treatment. Repressing, that is densification and sizing. So secondary operations like repressing, pointing. Pointing means what we do, we again press it so that जो coins के ऊपर जो details रहता है, so that we can get the pictures. Impregnation and infiltration. So porosity is a unique and inherent characteristics. तो जो छोटा छोटा पोर्स है उसमें हम लोग ऑयल डाल के रखते हैं, सो इट बिकम सेल्फ lubricating, and that is what is permeability, the term used when oil or other fluid is entering into the pores of sintered powder metallurgical part. So that is nothing but impregnation. Then you have infiltration. Infiltration is nothing but the operation in which the pores are filled with a molten metal. This is impregnation में oil डालते हैं और infiltration में we put a molten metal. Here are some alternative pressing and sintering techniques. So these are the additional methods: isostatic pressing, hot pressing. These are the common material which can be easily produced in powder metallurgy: iron, aluminum, copper, tool steels, pre-alloyed powders, stainless steel. Pre-alloyed matlab like stainless steel, hot die steel. So in that we mix elements like nickel, chromium, tungsten, vanadium. So that's why it is called as the pre-alloyed. These are the list of the products which can be produced by powder metallurgy: gears, bearings, sprockets, fasteners. That is, even bolts also can be produced by powder metallurgy. But since there are question marks on the accuracy of thread manufacturing. That is the accuracy of the threads which you can produce by the process like machining on lathe or by thread rolling. You cannot obtain that accuracy in powder metallurgy. These are the four classes which I have already discussed: class 1, class 2, class 3, and class 4, depending upon the thickness. Some design guidelines: side hole, undercut, then chamfers, and this is what is called the design for manufacturing. So, design for manufacturing means whatever you design should be able should be manufacturable. Like your boss has told that I want to make a vessel which has to be lightweight, a vessel like egg, but not as small as egg, a bigger vessel which is looking like an egg. So you have made a design exactly like an egg. You have done all the formulas, huh? The pressures. You are referred to the books like design of vessels, and you are given to manufacture. The production engineer will ask how to manufacture this. You are saying that welding is not allowed, brazing is not allowed. You cannot cast because there should not be any mark. There should parting line is not allowed. So it's not. It cannot be manufactured. Egg cannot be manufactured unless you make it into two parts and join it. Join it by welding, brazing, so, or by molding, or by casting. But there will be one line will appear, which is called the parting line. You cannot eliminate that. No way. So again, this is the same thing. So this also word copy I have shared with you. This is what is your die is, and this is your component, and this is the compacting which is going on. The metal powder which is being pressed. Advantages, limitations. So powder metallurgy will be suitable only for the mass production. For one or two pieces, it's not feasible economically. So this again presentation from IIT. It takes you to more depth if you want to explore. So here the secondary operations are explained. So secondary operation includes repressing, grinding, plating in order to get good tolerances, good surface finish, corrosion resistance, etc. First, you should understand what is the scope, what is the application, what is the limitation, and then you start studying the process in detail. First, you must know the scope, like production processes. This is the subject. So, what is the scope of this subject? What are you going to learn? And then you study in detail various processes. So, this is a presentation by IITN Narayanan, Professor Narayanan. So, here you will always find a difference. This presentation. So, different type of crushers can be seen here. Who is this gentleman who is joining so late? Vibratory ball mill. These are all processes for crushing the metals into powder form. See, planetary milling, fluid energy grinding or jet milling, electrolytic deposition. So he has gone quite interestingly deep, Professor Narayanan. The nozzles also you can use twin type of nozzles or annular type of nozzles. What are the medium atomizing mediums? So the different atomizing mediums or different gases which can be used is nitrogen, argon, helium. See, IITN means they will always relate your theory with mathematics. So flight path, that is length L for nickel based superalloy powders, is given by this relation. So L is your flight path, D is your this diameter. So depending upon the diameter, this length can be estimated. This is water atomization. If you want to summarize various powder production methods, so here is the table. Then this is the characteristics of different atomization processes. Centrifugal bolo, split bolo, water atomization, gas atomization, what is the particle size, etc. etc. This process you are, this chart you are familiar. Powder has to be very clean. You have different mixing methods. Then heat treatment of the powders can be done. Powder should not be toxic, so that toxicity has to be eliminated. So these are the requirements, characteristics of the powder. So this is slip casting. This is slurry casting. Then you have tape casting and so on. Compaction can be done by vibration also. See the relation between IRTNs will always go deep. Here he is explaining what is green density and what is the relation between green density and pressure, compaction pressure, how the grain flow is. See now, if you want to get a gear, you have a upper punch which is in the form of gear, lower punch in the form of gear, and you have a die which has internal teeth, and then metal powder will be pressed in between this so that you get a gear. Now the alignment is important, alignment of this and this, because otherwise if they are not aligned properly then you will not get teeth shape. So all the teeth should be aligned properly, so that's why we have to insert this rod. So upper punch, lower punch and die, they are all aligned with the help of this rod, and upper punch moves across this rod only, so that the alignment is made perfectly. Most of the things are copied from here, from like this class 1, class 2, class 3, class 4 part, depending upon the thickness. These are the defects what you will get, which was not covered up. Powder metallurgy defects, lamination cracking, blowout. Majorly, there are only these two defects. This is cold isostatic compaction, process of cold isostatic compaction. These are the advantages of CIP. This is 1 feet wide strip obtained by powder metallurgy, and the material is titanium, aluminum, vanadium. That is Ti6Al4V. This is centering theory. What are the stages in centering? He has explained in detail. If you want to more know, if you have time, then you can very well go through this. What is the diffusion mechanism, viscous flow mechanism, plastic flow mechanism, how the property changes during sintering, how the density improves, how the strength improves, how the ductility improves. So that's why sintering plays very important role. How the sintering is carried out, that is atmosphere, sintering atmosphere, whether air or whether you need inert gas or whether you need vacuum in the furnace. Uh, So the accuracy or the cleanliness will depend on the atmosphere in the furnace. We go for vacuum. Why? Because if you are using vacuum, if you are doing heating in vacuum, then absolutely there is no oxidation. You get perfectly clean component. So this was your different operations. These are the applications. It can be used even for filters also, manufacturing of filters. So all the notes, I think 4 or 5 important notes from this I have shared. So we will take a break now and we'll join after 10 minutes. So stay, be connected. So I'll come in 10 minutes.
મારા પપ્પાએ સવારે કીધું હતું તમે ના જાઓ રો અમને કઈ નહીં મને જાવું છે તમે આ જણે કઈ નહીં બોલો કોને બી કઈ નહીં બોલો પડી ગઈ મને જાવું છે
ને હવે પડી જ રહેશે તું જોજે હવે એ હવે પડી જ રહેશે કેમ કે મારું હવે શું છે 15 દિવસ ત્યાં છે 15 દિવસ ચેન્નઈ ને હવે હમણાં મેં ચેન્નઈ જઈશ તો મને ખબર બી નહીં કેટલા દિવસમાં પાછી આવવાની બધાને આપણા કામ સંભાળવા હતા આ લોકોનું શું છે પૈસા આ લોકોના ઝાડ પર ઉગે છે આપના જેમ ઝાડ પર
બહુ દુખાયા છે પૈસા
હજાર કોને કહેવાય અહેસાસ નહીં આ બૈરીને બચ્ચાઓના મોંથી છીનીને
Hello, I'll quickly take the attendance. Shonak,
Yes, sir. Present, sir.
Barbos,
Present, sir.
Balerav,
Present, sir.
Vedang,
Present, sir.
Danish,
Present, sir.
Sheldon,
Present.
Alroy, Tyson, Steve, Mansi. She is not joined or Mansi Kozrekar. Any idea? She has not attended even a single lecture. Om,
Sir, she
Present, sir.
yesterday
Yes.
she was telling me that she did not attend. She wanted to attend, but she don't know how to. I told her to join group and all, but
Uh-huh.
she's not in contact.
Acha, acha. What about other subjects? Or it's only with production process?
No, sir, with all the subjects.
All the subjects. She
Yes.
doesn't know how to join.
No, like I don't. She told me this, but like she doesn't have the link, and she's in the group now, but I don't know. So she was telling yesterday that she's not joined and she was not attending the lectures, any lectures.
So you have to help her out, no? Because now,
No, she now I added in the group, but still she's not joining. I don't know.
but just check up what was wrong.
Okay.
Because,
Sir, she is in the lecture.
sorry,
Sir, she is in our lecture now. मतलब lecture में है वो अभी.
अभी
Sir,
है.
yeah, I am there. I am there. Hello. Sir,
हाँ,
yeah,
Saif.
हाँ,
हाँ,
yeah, yeah.
Saif, I'm talking about Mansi Kozrekar.
मानसी
अच्छा, sorry, sorry.
कोचलेकर भी एक है.
Hello, sir.
Yeah,
Sir, yesterday I was present. Vedang BDA.
you are present. ठीक है. Om,
Present, sir.
So even I was present yesterday. Dhruvi Panchal.
you may not have responded.
No, sir. You didn't call my name actually. I was present yesterday.
I am calling each and every name.
So I don't
ठीक
know.
है. These two lectures, 1 and 4, you are absent. Here.
So I guess I was present, but I'm not sure now.
Okay, Sheldon Lopez,
Present, sir.
Shannon Lopez, Mila Naik,
Present, sir.
Samiksha,
Present, sir.
Aldrian,
Present, sir.
Chanel, Rumau,
Present, sir. Sir, I was also present yesterday. I was requesting you, but
ठीक है,
you were
I
not
marked you.
accepting.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes, sir.
Archie,
Present, sir.
okay.
Hello, sir. Aldo Dumonte also present, sir.
Sorry,
Aldo Dumonte present.
come again.
Elro Demonte present.
17th. Eldren.
Sir,
Demonte
already
present.
Monte, not Aldrin.
Elro Demonte, sir.
7-7.
Okay, so
Hello, sir.
yeah,
Sir, someone from is the name Mansi has joined the lecture. Mansi.
Mansi is, but why she is not responding?
Hello.
Huh?
Hello, sir. Mansi Patrikar is always present.
Okay. Okay. This is the first lecture you are attending.
Yes, sir. Actually, I didn't see this mail. That's all.
What? What? You didn't see what?
Sorry, sir. Actually, I have missed this mail.
No, you have missed what? I'm not understanding what you're saying. What did you missed?
Sir, actually, I have missed the mail which was received regarding lectures.
Okay, okay. Because now end of January the lectures will get over. So
Okay.
whatever lectures has been taken so far, you just complete your backlog. Okay? Go through the
Okay,
notes
sir.
which has been uploaded in the classroom.
O- Okay, okay,
Okay,
sir.
so
Sure, sure.
we'll start with the composites. So composite is nothing but combining two or more materials, like hybridization. So you get a good. So you are combining the different properties in order to get some better properties, like say hybridization of the animals or two species. So same thing can be done for here also. For the here means for the metals or the materials. So two different materials can be combined, or even sometimes two or more also can be combined in order to get another material without losing the properties of the parent material. Like say wood, so that's a natural composite of cellulose fiber and lignin. So the final properties, again the weightage for this composite will be maximum 5 marks, not more than 5 marks. So accordingly you have to study. Let me once again confirm the marks. Just give me a minute. Yeah, so actually not even 5 marks. It is just only written composites only. Hmm. So we can, I'll just quickly go through this. There is no point in spending much time on composite. Instead of that, we can spend time on intelligent manufacturing in the context of Industry 4.0, intelligent manufacturing. So maybe 5-10 minutes, I will just quickly go through this and I will upload it. But examination point of view, this I think you can ignore these composites. So composite can be classified as MMC, CMC, and PMC. What are the steps in manufacturing, composite manufacturing process? So these are the four basic steps: wetting or mixing or impregnation, then layup, consolidation, and solidification. What is impregnation? So here the fibers and resins, they are mixed together. I'm just telling you the important steps only. In layup mein, the laminates, that is thin sheets, they are placed one above other. So that is called as the laying up. Then you have consolidation, that is you are bonding it, that is creating a contact. And then finally you have to solidify it. Okay. So solidification can be done under pressure or even under vacuum also. And if it is thermoplastic, then solidification is faster. Whereas if it is thermoset, the thermoset and thermoplast, these are the two types of the plastic. Thermoplastic, you know very well. Our ball pens, lunch boxes, carry bags, they're all thermoplastic. Thermosets means your switch gears, backlights, those are all thermosets. Thermoplastic has to be cooled in order to solidify, whereas thermosets are solidified in heated condition only. So you don't have to cool for thermoset. So common thermosets, resins means plastics, are epoxy, polyester. They are the common thermosets. Disadvantages, as you said, as you see, as you have seen that it takes around 120 minutes of the curing time. 120 minutes of the curing time. So that is a disadvantage. That's why we avoid going for thermoset, and that's why you will see majority of the plastics, they are thermoplast. Then the tooling you need very strong because pressures pressure requirement are high, so you need very strong tooling. Few more disadvantages, these are then preparing layer process, that is nothing but your autoclave processing, that is a kind of a heating process. This is mainly used in manufacturing aeroplane parts, aerospace parts. Again, the raw material is epoxy, that is thermoset. Here are some steps, but this you can very well skip. Then hand layup. So this is done manually. That is, you are pouring a resin or thermoset material or thermoplast material, and then with the help of a roller, they are made straight and smooth. So hand layer is also called as the wet layer. The limitation or disadvantage is that it is labor intensive, means lot of labor is involved. Then spray up process. So what we are discussing is how to manufacture the composites, composite manufacturing process. So spray up is again, labor intensive, manually you have to do. Again, some processing steps are mentioned here. So it's like using a spray gun. Then next composite manufacturing process is filament binding. So this is used to produce parts like pressure tanks, motor castings, big parts. This is the process of filament winding. How the you can see how the filaments are woven so that you can get a tank like this. These are the products which are made out of filament. So you might have seen, glass reinforced tanks, water tanks. So that's the main application, filament winding, glass reinforced plastic, that is GRP. That's filament wound. See now, this is again a huge roll produced by filament winding. This roll बोलो या tank बोलो. Even you can manufacture, I-beams of composites by the process of filament winding. Then you have pultrusion. Pultrusion is nothing but you are curing it, means you are passing it to the curing oven, that is heating chamber. So you can get wide range of products, solid बोलो, hollow. So even the rails can be produced by this process, pultrusion process. These are the staircases. So all these uses pultrusion, I mean composites. Then you have resin transfer molding. RTM it is called as. So whatever processes we are discussing, these are the processes in which your composites are processed. Bicycle parts frame done by RTM process, that is resin transfer molding. It is not fast, that is the limitation. RTM is not fast. You need to take a lot of trials. So not very important from your examination point of view, this composites. However, I will upload it. If you wish, you can go through it. So only first 2-3 slides are important. That is, what are composites and type of composites, and what are the steps for composite manufacturing process, that is wetting, layup, so consolidation, solidification. That's all. Advantages, etc., will not be asked. Disadvantages, limitations, and these are the pre-preg and all those processes, RTM, etc. These are all processes in which composites are processed. All right. So now see, module number 1 we have already finished, that is introduction to production processes and metal casting. Module number 2, that is joining process. So mechanical fastenings, welding, that is also finished. Module number 3 is forming process, that is extrusion, rolling, drawing, that is finished. But in module number 3, sheet metal working process is remaining. Module number 4 is entirely remaining, which is very big. Module number 5 is again entirely remaining, that is non-traditional machining processes. What we are doing since yesterday is module number 6, that is powder metallurgy we have finished. Composites also we have finished. Now I will just touch upon intelligent manufacturing, and lot of material is available in intelligent manufacturing. And then I will go for polymer processing, that is all those thermoplastic, thermosetting. So I have already uploaded 2 papers on intelligent manufacturing. Okay, intelligent manufacturing is nothing but digital manufacturing, basically manufacturing with the help of the computers. Means by sitting here at a house at home, you can control your entire plant across the globe. Whether you have a manufacturing plant at USA or Russia, you can control each and operations just sitting here. Control. I'm not telling you you can watch. Watching to it is nowadays, so it is at the fingertips. Like suppose if you have a factory at Pune, Nasik, and you are in Bombay, so sitting here you can see what people are doing, isn't it? You have a CCTVs at your Nasik factory, and then you can watch on your mobile what the people are doing, whether they are working or not. But what I'm telling here, controlling means you can your switch on, switch off the plant, you can switch on, switch off the machines from here, and that is what is your industry 4.0 or intelligent manufacturing, or digital manufacturing. So I will share papers here, and there is a lot of material. The share, the intention of sharing the paper is to make you aware about the journals and to make you aware about how to write research papers in journal. Because tomorrow you will do post graduation, that is MS or MTech in India, MS abroad. So writing paper is very important, and that habit you should develop right from engineering. So that's why we motivate you to do the projects, many projects, so that you can develop the skills of writing the projects. So there are journals like Elsewhere, then Springer, then Taylor and Francis. These are free journals. These are free journals. Means you can publish your research paper in this journal if it is quality paper, if it is a quality research, like if it is a contribution to the society, if it is contribution to the nation, if it is innovation kind of things, then only the papers are accepted or published in the journals like Elsewhere, Springer, Taylor and Francis, and that's a feather in your cap that your paper is published in these free journals. There are many journals where you have to pay and your paper gets published. And payment can be as low as 4,000, which starts depending upon the type of the journal. So this type of journals, they are just making the money because people, they want their paper to be published, maybe some academic or requirement for their career. So somehow they want it to be published in some journals. So these journals are called the paid journal. Paid journal means where you pay the money and whatever quality of your paper is, it gets published. And I tell you, in paid journal, your paper will get published in just 2 months, whereas the journals like Elsewhere, Springer, Taylor and Francis, it will take 2 hours, 2 years, sometimes even 3 years also. So the waiting time is very high because it goes through the screening process. There should not be any plagiarism. Plagiarism matlab copying. So that is checked. Then there are reviews. Your paper is reviewed by experts, 2, 3 experts, and then they'll pass the comments. Then again you have to work on those comments. So like that, the cycle time is around 2 to 3 years to get your published, to get your paper published. If it is of extremely very high quality, then it will take 1 year, but never less than 1 year. Never less than 1 year. So this is intelligent manufacturing in context of Industry 4.0 review. These are the authors, 4 authors. First author is always the main author, or he is called as the corresponding author. Now this paper seems to be extremely good because see, he had sent the paper on March and it was published in October. So April, May, June, July, August, September, October, almost 7 months. So that indicates the quality of this paper. So it has to be very high, superior quality. So basically it is networking, artificial intelligence. Like if you go to Mahindra or if you go to any automobile manufacturing plant, there each and every machine or assembly lines, they are all fitted with infrared scanner, RFID scanners. So manager can see what is going on. Not only this, it gives you very good reports in terms of you can almost see what is being produced every second, every seconds. Not only that, you can also see if the production is stopped, what is the reason behind that? What is the reason for stopping the production? Is it because there are no peoples, that is, peoples are absent, or people they have gone somewhere else? Or is it because there is no material, there is no inventory? Or is it because there is a material but the quality is not good? Or it is it because of breakdown of the machine, or is it because of breakdown of tools? Is it because of setup being done, setup is going on? So all these time losses, that is time loss due to absenteeism, time loss due to shortage of material, time loss due to inferior quality of the material, time loss due to breakdown, time loss due to setup, even time loss due to refreshment, due to fatigue. All these can be detected, can be recorded every seconds. So at the end of the shift or at any time, the manager can come to know, like, okay, now this workstation is stopped. So why it is stopped? He doesn't have to visit the line. He doesn't have to visit the shop floor. He need not go. He can just, from his laptop, uh, he'll come to know what is the reason. That is what is nothing but your intelligent manufacturing, or it is also called as the intelligent, intelligent or integrated production management system. Intelligent or integrated production management system. That is nothing but it is called as the IPMS. I integrated production P M management S system. Integrated production management system. So this is the table 1. What are the concepts? Intelligent manufacturing, IoT enabled manufacturing, and cloud manufacturing. So what are the major characteristics? AI, that is artificial intelligence based smart decision making. What are the supporting technologies? What are the research areas? And what are its applications? So everything is mentioned in this table. These are the applications of IoT. IoT means Internet of Things. So Cloud manufacturing, intelligent manufacturing is going to be a way of life. Big data analytics, data analysis, data science is itself another branch. So you can go through this paper. I'm sure you may not understand this paper at first reading. Maybe you'll have to read 2 times to understand this paper. So what is smart design? What is smart machines? Smart control. This is what I showed you, smart design, smart monitoring, smart scheduling. Moment you enter any shop now, automobile shop, you will see a big neon signs, today's production. What is the unit being manufactured? The moment one car is rolled down, the number will change. Produce quantity, 101, 102, big display. So from at any corner, the workers, anybody can view. अरे and just उसके बाजू में रहेगा today's target 300. So at any given time, the people will understand 300 is the target. Now it's almost half day, and only 100 vehicles or 100 cars are rolled. And remember, the data analytics, data accuracy of the data is very important. These are the references. And whatever you write in your paper, if you have taken it from some other paper, then you have to accordingly give the reference of that paper. आपको उसका reference देना पड़ता है. You must give the reference. That these lines you have taken from this book or from this paper. So this is now say 165 means this particular para you have taken from reference number 165. See these authors, they have referred so many papers. So many papers, my God. 165 papers he has gone through, he has referred. So that's a great work, referring these 165 papers. That itself is this itself, referring 165 papers itself will take one year to go through these papers. We ask here students ME students, we ask here to refer 10 papers, and they hardly refer 4 papers, PG student. UG student, they hardly refer 1 or 2 papers only. And here it was almost 165 papers he has referred. Referred means what? He has read each and every line, he has understood that paper, each and every word, and then he has commented and he has taken some few lines or few paras, not as it is, in order to support his research. This is a case study from Siemens. Siemens is again digitally compatible industry. So they have used artificial intelligence, machine learning. Now even mechanical engineers, even you will have in next year, third year, you will have this subject, AI, artificial intelligence and mechatronics. You will have this subject. So you cannot escape out of computers. It's a computer-driven society. And I suggest you should you practice at least one programming language like Java or C++ or Python. That will be of great help to you if you want to, make your career successful. So this paper is comparatively simple than the elsewhere. This journal, IRMAS, is okay. It's not a reputed journal, but elsewhere is very reputed. So, what is watchdog agent? How the industry's various departments are connected. All this you will come to know in this paper. What is cloud computing, edge computing? Any paper you write, you have to have abstract, you have to have literature review, and you have to have, this is what is called as the abstract. You need to have abstract. Then you need to have introduction, you need to have at the end, you need to have result and analysis and conclusion and future scope. Now, this module 6, one more module is remaining, that is polymer processing. So polymer is nothing but your plastic. Polymer is nothing but your plastic. So how the plastics are processed? First I will show you the examples of plastics. These are the examples of plastics. Only disadvantage or only limitation of the plastic is its strength. It cannot compete. It cannot compete the metals in terms of strength. The biggest advantage is that they are lighter in weight. So even though its strength is not good enough, still plastic has replaced many metallic parts. Many metallic parts. All these containers, these dashboards, these knobs, even the scissors also. Not only that, even the gears, the metal gears are replaced by plastic. Metal gears are replaced by plastic. Imagine. So that's the beauty of plastic. And these are produced by injection molding process. So now there are different processes like injection molding, blow molding, transfer molding, compression molding, vertical molding. Out of which injection molding is very common and popular, and you will see in your day-to-day life. Every 5 minutes you walk, you will see injection molding machines and CNC machines. Most of the industrial estate, whether you visit Dahisar, Hira Road, Vasai में तो hundreds tool rooms, hundred numbers of CNC machines you will see. Vasai. So basically, it is used for producing the plastic products, injection molding, and basically for the thermoplast. So the principle is you are melting your plastic, and then you are injecting that molten plastic in die. So first is melting, then is injection. Before injection, you have to close the mold. After closing the mold, you are injecting the molten metal, then you are allowing it to cool. And afterwards it gets solidified, and then your mold opens, and then finally it is ejected, means the product is ejected. So this is what your injection molding machine is, yeah, which you might have seen during your break time. 10 minutes का break दिया था. So on the screen this picture was there. I will give another 1 minute, and then I will explain this in detail, because this is very, very important from your examination point of view. 10 marks. So this is also called as the screw and barrel assembly. So this is a screw which is rotating as well as reciprocating. Why it reciprocates? So that this material can be injected. This is the plastic material. This is your hopper in which granules, plastic का powder या granules are fed. There are heaters. This barrel is heated so that this plastic will be melted, and screw is rotating for the circulation. This is what is your mold or die. This is the shape of the component which will be produced. Now, one is called as the fixed half and another is called as the moving half. So this we say movable platen. ये movable platen है और moving half, and this is fixed half. So this is not moving. Initially this is away. फिक्स हाफ और मूविंग हाफ के बीच में गैप रहता है. गैप कितना रहेगा? ये जो कंपोनेंट का हाइट है उससे थोड़ा ज़्यादा, सो दैट द कंपोनेंट कैन फॉल डाउन. सो ये जो मूविंग हाफ है इट कम्स क्लोजर. ओके, ये आपका पार्टिंग लाइन है. दिस इज द पार्टिंग लाइन, एंड दे गेट लॉक्ड, एंड दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड द टनेज, लॉकिंग. This is what is your tonnage is, locking. So if I say SP30, so 30 tons locking will be applied, 30 ton per locking. Because why? Because this injection pressure is very high. So under this injection pressure, this half they can move away. And this liquid metal, hot metal, can splash and can cause accidents. So that locking has to be perfect. So the material is injected moment it is closed. So the cycle is built like that. First is closing, then injection, then there is a cooling. So for that you have a cooling channels, and then after it is cooled and solidified, it opens. It opens means this moving half will go away, right side में. And then generally this component है that remains with the core. इसको core बोलते हैं. And this is what is your cavity. Generally the cavity is on the fixed half and core is on the moving half. तो जो component है वो moving half के साथ core के साथ चला जाता है right side में. And then suitable gap, after suitable gap, this component is ejected from this side, so that the component falls down. this is the process of injection molding. So I have some other work, so we'll stop here and we'll continue this in the next section. Thank you so much. Any doubts you have, please ask.